Okay. Hey, how's it going out there? You are on Patriots Inside the Wire live right now. You're on a full broadcast, full radio, and podcast with Miss Lori Eggeter. Thank you to Scott. I have to yell a shout out to Scott because there's a certain reason that I am able to remember Miss Lori's last name. It's pronounced like an egg, everybody. From the Tree of Valor, you have Miss Lori over here, Miss Lori Eggeter, and myself, Tracy Two-Step here with Patriots Inside the Wire. I'm giving you a moment to settle in, share, grab your friends, your loved ones, your cats and dogs, share, subscribe, click, say hello, and engage with us in this show live. As you're in this show, nice to see you. Exactly. Send us messages, engage with us, get involved. You'll see who we have on as our featured guest tonight. Lori from the Tree of Valor. How are you doing?
Good. So excited to be here. So excited.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You're all set up and good to go.
Yep.
Right? Perfect. All right. We have our guest tonight that I wanted you to kind of give us an intro into there and let us know a little bit about the guest before I bring them up.
Well, they are a massively popular couple, and I want to say organization's not really the right word, but they are from a creation that Erinn Dearth came up with called Letters from Home. And they went on she actually created this 50-state tour, and they will talk more about that. But they are so well loved wherever they go. And I know here locally, I mean, wherever they go, everyone goes because
you got it.
They are just the sweetest people and do such an amazing job.
When I was looking into it, it said 50 states, 50 love letters from across the states, meaning going into each state, there has been a song that someone is singing across those 50 states, like a love letter, basically. So it's Love Letters from Home. And we have the duo here with us tonight live. I'm going to go ahead and grab them. And honest to goodness, y'all listen to me this time. Go to YouTube, and you got to go to Patriots Inside the Wire. We are tonight on Patriots Inside the Wire. If you're on X right now, and that's X, the social media channel, is it at Patriot on Air? Patriot on Air. There's a reason I'm announcing these channels. You can engage with us live, and the viewership, usually supportive of our veterans, is very, very high. Not that it's not on all channels, but it's very, very high as far as our show goes and Patriots Inside the Wire and what we're about to bring to you in honor of those who serve or have served. We really, really, really like to push it over here on this platform, this radio station, this broadcast, to give back to those who do the ultimate service for us all. And sometimes that's the ultimate sacrifice, which you cannot repay at all. And so we have found Erinn and Dan who are going across, and Lori has again mixed one of my shows where we're going to have music as well as our patriotism, which is how we met and where we stick to our roots. And so I couldn't be happier to bring them in. Here they are. Welcome to the show, to Patriots Inside the Wire.
Stop it. Stop it.
I can already tell it's going to be fun. You better go to the YouTube and watch this. I love it. Thank you for coming on the show.
A bigger crowd than we have.
Wow, that's amazing.
You do. You've got a great crowd rolling out there. So welcome to the show. You're on Patriots Inside the Wire. Again, I always go out to the YouTube. It's the best thing that you can do. But you are on radio and all as well. And I see their microphones. Listen, everybody, go to Patriots Inside the Wire on YouTube. I am also rolling as on Two Step Tribe, which is out there on our Instagram because it's mainly a music channel on purpose. And then again, we are on a broadcast. So shout out to Heroes Media Group and also shout out to our radio stations. So as we go along here, we want to go into Erinn and Dan. Erinn and Dan, the legacy and the story of letters from home. And I have to ask, the microphones, where did you get those microphones?
China.
Oh,
China. Yeah.
That sounds like Timu.
I think they're from Wish. I got them for $7.
That's
Okay, Wish, Timu,
kidding?
all the same. Yeah.
he is kidding.
Yeah, he's kidding.
Okay,
Actually,
okay.
quite a bit. We have our we love to do a lot of shows on the internet and also just get the word out about our shows coming up live across the country. So
You're inside our broadcast studio right now.
Exactly.
Welcome.
Yep, live from Boonville, North Carolina right now.
Well, there you go. Well, you've got North Carolina in the house, Texas, Tennessee. We're all over right now. I love to hear that. And so I love not only your shirts, the microphones with the microphones. I'm like, I need that microphone, Lori. I love it.
I'll send you an affiliate link.
There you go. Send me an affiliate link to that. So Erinn and Dan, give me a little bit. We discussed, Patriots Inside the Wire also has a sister program for Two Step Tribe, and it is music oriented. So we love having you with us. If I'm not mistaken, I'd love to hear the beginning and then where we are now as you're singing across those 50 states.
Absolutely.
So
Well,
we've about that.
Yeah, we've completed the 50 states tour. So Letters from Home actually started 10 years ago.
15.
Oh, 15 years ago. I can't do math anymore, Tracy. But started out as a 3-part Andrews Sisters tribute group. And we were honoring a lot of World War II veterans. And it was my dad's idea, Pat Dearth. He was a Coast Guard veteran. And the show developed to include more Vietnam era music and veterans of today. And we've just kind of started making it not only a USO style show, where we get out to the audience and interact with them and sing the old songs. But we also have made the second act into kind of a jukebox musical where we turn on the radio and we listen to the great music and tell a story through that. So this started in 2010 and it's just been going and going. And in 2023, we decided to do a 50 states tour. So in 4 months, we traveled every single state of the country and we performed our show in every single state of the country.
Wow. I have a couple of pictures. I'm going to pull one of them up really quick here and let Lori look at this and try to give us some information. The lights are bothering Lori, everybody. So hold on one second and let's let you explain this picture with Lori. What is this we're looking at?
That's our tour team.
Oh, yeah, I'm not in that. Yeah,
so you'll see Erinn and myself in there, and then you'll see in the back, that's our tour manager, Myra. She has been with a friend of Letters from Home for a long time. And then there's Tyler and Grace, who are our 2 techs and stage managers for the show. And then down in front there is Jack Walterman, who is the documentarian who captured every moment of every day for 4 months so that we could build the film that's going to be premiering in 2 weeks called Legacy. It's a documentary covering. So if you're interested in seeing and coming along with us on this trip, you can check out that film in 2 weeks. And it's going to be a big event at the Carolina Theater in Greensboro, and we're really looking forward to it.
And that was our tour vehicle we traveled in, that picture right there. So
yeah.
that was a good time.
I love every bit of it, every bit of that. So you've toured literally in that vehicle. Lori, the lights have been, the flickering of whatever was like flashing at you is not flashing. So it's now roaming the room. There are roaming lights, but there is not flickering. So hopefully that helps. We've got Lori Eggeter over here.
Do you have them leashed?
Flashing
you want
lights.
them to roam away.
Yeah, we had an SOS moment. So the one that was flashing is off. So let us know how you're doing, Lori, with that. Are you good?
Lori?
Words?
mhm.
The flashing's gone. Is this okay for you?
I think she's great. She looks great.
Yeah, you do look good, Lori. The Tree of Valor is such an amazing organization as well. I'm sure you guys talk about it all the time, but it's so neat to have such an amazing representation of something that our servicemen and women can go and look at. And that's just really very cool. We're so honored to know you, Lori.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
Lori
you.
over at the Tree of Valor is amazing. And then we have Lexi. We always have to shout out Lexi's name. And then
She's
again, I
always
really am making sure she's okay health-wise, because there were flashing lights that are no longer flashing, but there's just lights.
Roaming. They're roaming now.
They're
they're-
roaming.
Yeah, they're
So
Yeah.
hopefully there was one that was jittering. I looked at the two. I looked at Erinn and Dan. Okay, we had one that was jittering. So that one is off.
It was
So
Erinn. She was the one that was jittering.
I was. I had too much caffeine today.
Lexi's actually downstairs listening to the show.
Hi, Lexi.
Hi, Lexi.
Lexi, come upstairs and say hi.
We,
Yeah.
I
we
wish it
love
was that
Lexi.
easy. Yes.
One of my favorite memories was actually at the kickoff party for this event. We did it at Richard Childress Racing, and Lexi was there supporting everyone as she always does.
And in fact, Lexi is in the film.
No.
Yeah, she's in the film at the kickoff event. She's there.
I'm
Very
so-
featured.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't either. I actually
Amazing.
haven't seen the film yet. He has been in his editing hole for the last year, and tomorrow around noon, I believe he's finally going to share with me the cut. So I'm excited
Wow.
to go.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
saw the funniest thing today when Tracy said, "Where are the pictures?" Right. So I sent her some pictures, but I was looking at the pictures of you guys with Lexi,
Yeah.
and she was very smitten with Dan.
Well,
It happens.
But the pictures, because you know how when they're a live picture, it's not a video, but it's a live picture. I can see her looking over at Erinn and then looking at Dan. And then
yeah.
she wanted nothing to do with Erinn.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Everything to do with
She
a nice
loves,
break from
loves
usually-
music, and you
Voice.
show a flag or anything. So Lexi is amazing. I actually had been working for something. It's so funny. I haven't been able to catch up with you, Lori. And she wanted a song, and I was like, darn it, you're supposed to wait. I had already been working on something for Lexi, so I'm shouting her name out again. That Lori got a little bit early, but I'm always working on something that can go along for Lexi as she picks out her different trees each day. So by honoring those who serve or have served in many ways, in many eras, there are different things that they do at the Tree of Valor. I am curious about Erinn and Dan. And when you're going across the 50 states, where are you stopping, and how did you start this? Did you serve?
We did not. My brother and my uncle and my father served, and it was my dad's idea to start the show. He was a Coast Guard vet, as I mentioned, and it's been a show of a way to kind of give back. It's been a way to be like those USO performers were and are, because the USO is still going strong and doing so many things across the world. And I feel like this is kind of our way to give to our vets. And it's not even just that. When we go on these tours, our audiences are so varied. So we'll have obviously veterans and stuff, but we'll also have kids, and we'll have adults, and we'll have people that hadn't served. We'll have people that don't even really know much about the military or the USO, and then they learn all of these facts and
some of this music that brings, a good portion of the veterans, the music brings them right back to their childhoods, and then their kids maybe have never heard this music before, so they're getting introduced to it for the first time, which is also really fun.
Yeah, and we tap dance during the show. In fact, that's what I was going to say earlier about Lexi, is she loves tap dancing.
Yes.
And I remember so clearly from that day is we were just doing some random tap moves, and she was so excited about it. But it's a way to kind of bring back a style. Our show really tries to embody the style of both the 1940s and the 1960s and 70s.
Yes. Really, from the 40s through the 70s is what I noticed. So from the 40s through the 70s, not only the era, the style, but the music. And so as you're trying to go through that music, which ironically, I mean, Lori knows this. Every time I do a show with her, somehow she's got a clue of something. I'm in the middle of working on something. So shout out to Dr. Garcia out there. We're in the middle of something, and I was actually asked if I have literally, do I have sort of a patriotic old vintage sort of song? And I was like, actually, I do. So we ended up working on something together. And then when Lori Eggeter over here says, for this show, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So all I could do is get to a text today and not even give her the whole story. But those songs, Lori, are going out, or I can't say where and what we're doing. I can
Tracy
play
writes songs.
them.
You didn't get that yet. Tracy writes beautiful songs. Like,
Well, I don't know if I'd preface it as beautiful. It's a therapeutic means is what happened. And I had been in the music industry before until I had a surgery. And then I took a break and let my vocals rest. And I'm coming back. But honestly, the writing is a therapeutic style as well as just something I love. I mean, it's literally something I love to do.
Sure.
And it's a way to give back to others. So I thought, what better show than to have the two of you, Erinn and Dan. And then, so I'm curious about you and your music. Are you doing renditions from the past, or do you write?
Yeah, well, we dabble in writing, but really our show works really well if we use the soundtracks of the eras that we're trying to honor. So, the Andrews Sisters and the stuff that Bob Hope used to feature for the 40s, that brings him right back. And then in the 60s and 70s, we'll sing and tap dance to Creedence and the Animals and all the stuff that those guys who served and those gals who served remember during their service. So there's a big amount of emotional and sense memory associated with music. And a lot of the music that was written at those times too was deeply and closely associated with the war or with wartime service. And so it's very effective to use songs that they know to honor them. And now we do our own renditions. So like a lot of the stuff, you don't usually see tap dancing to Creedence Clearwater Revival. So we'll do our own harmonies and our own takes and our own arrangements of the music, but it's all music that people know and love.
What's amazing is when we started this group in 2010, I would say the majority of our audiences were World War II veterans. Yeah. And we were always going out, and we would have like hundreds. We'd 200, 300, 400 World War II veterans at every show. And now we're very lucky if we get one or two. And on this 50 states tour, one of my favorite things was when there was World War II in the audience, we would bring them up and mention them. And the entire room, it doesn't matter how many people were in the room, thousands of people would just stand up and give those veterans a standing ovation. Because they really respect that greatest generation.
A lot of those veterans that we found from World War II are also going to be featured in the film, so you'll get to know them as well.
Yeah.
So we have a World War II veteran in Burlington where the gallery is, and now I'm like, gosh, I need to find out whether or not he's going.
Oh, it'd be great.
Yeah, we would love to have him. We'll give him VIP tickets
for sure.
I know James Deal, who is going to turn 3. He's going to be there, so we're definitely going to sing him happy birthday because
we'll put him on our shoulders and parade him around. It'll be great.
Exactly. He'd be up for it too.
There you go. Erinn and Dan, do you actually have a show? Or you're going on other shows and you're promoting what you're doing right now by going around and support with song and your patriotism? And then this film, we keep talking about the film. So I'm trying to get the layers out for our audience out there. So we have Erinn and Dan joining us live tonight on Patriots Inside the Wire, very supportive of our troops, going around through the story of letters from home. So across 50 states, there is song, there is dance, there is patriotism in support. And with that, what you're doing is you've got a film, like a documentary style. And that documentary, tell me, if I were to hit a tagline on your documentary and what you're doing, what would it be called? Aside from Letters from Home.
So the film is called Legacy, the 50-state story of Letters from Home. And the theme of the show is really that because Erinn's father was, she can speak on this, of course, but Erinn's father was her best friend and kind of her guiding light in life. And it was his idea to start this group, Letters from Home, that has now traveled around and allowed so many veterans to be touched. And he passed away. And so the story of the film kind of centers on this idea that the stones we throw today will affect the world with the ripples tomorrow.
And it's amazing because he saw us start and he saw us get to a certain level of reach and success. But we got to perform at the 75th anniversary of D-Day in Normandy, France, and he didn't get to see that. We got to do this 50 states tour and he didn't get to see that. We went and performed in Belgium for veterans of Battle of the Bulge and he didn't get to see that. He actually didn't even get to meet my honey Dan, which is the most heartbreaking thing because they would have been best friends.
And he didn't really get to see the stuff for his era of veteran. He didn't get to experience a lot of the Vietnam stuff that we're doing now. So,
well, we mentioned many times on this show, there's not a single Vietnam veteran that got to experience what we would like for them to experience. I feel like it is one of the eras where we've got a lot of making up to do in that era right now. You mentioned World War II, and it's because of age. So we're getting to a point where we're, 101, 102, 103 years old. And so everyone, the Vietnam era, you come home and you just did not get that patriotism that should have happened. And you actually have some stories that we've even had on here that will break your heart. It's just unbelievable. So I'm glad that you're out there, because we have a lot of making up to do, especially in that era too.
Yeah,
So,
it's we see so many Vietnam guys now, and some of the guys in the film will talk about this too. But it's always fascinated me that the World War II guys came home and they were celebrated and honored for their entire lives long. But these Vietnam guys came home, and the division around the war that was Vietnam was cast upon these guys, who many of which didn't choose to go and to fight, and they came and they fought, and many of them died for their country, and they were spat upon by people who were confusing political with the patriotism. And I feel a lot for those guys.
It's a big thing that we try to do, because the music can be very healing. For the World War II gentlemen, it's more reminiscent and it's more celebratory. And even just the style of World War II is very peppy and upbeat and boogie woogie bugle boy and sing along to Minnie the Moocher. It's just a very different time.
No, in Vietnam, the music was all about this discord that was happening in America.
Yeah.
And then how about Korea? And everybody forgets about them, but it really is. And someone said to me, a woman came into the gallery one day, and someone had said the only war, that we celebrate is World War II because, we won. And she's like, well, if you think about it, no. She said, people don't think about the Korean War correctly. She said, we still have peace. There's still the people there. You still have a North Korea and a South Korea. So we really did do something there, right? Her father served in that war.
Sure.
But there's this big gap of, even now, not meaning YouTube, but meaning everybody just jumps from World War II to Vietnam, right? And they forget there's a whole generation of, not even generation, but just a few years later, of some of the same people who served in World War II, served in Vietnam, served in Korea, or Korea served in Vietnam even, right? But it was a terrible war, people eating Tootsie Rolls, 39 below zero. And everybody somehow acts like it didn't, nobody talks, that should be the next people we talk about, right? They're still forgotten about.
And they call it the Forgotten War.
Right.
And I think a big reason for that, it comes back to kind of why we specifically often talk about World War II and Vietnam relative to our show, is that Korea was stuck, both World War II and the Vietnam War in America. There's a lot of pop culture and a lot of nostalgia and style around both of those two, from films to music to experiences to stories. And Korea kind of came in this time that people, when you look back on, they think of it as the peacetime that was between World War II. It was between our drafts too,
That's true.
So I think the other two wars have a lot of glory around them. And by glory, I just mean pop culture glory. There's a lot of storytelling around those two things, and the poor Korean guys, they do get forgotten. Sometimes we sing Unforgettable by Nat King Cole, which came out during that period of time, and it's a perfect number for the guys.
And actually, the last 2 years since the tour, we've started ending our show with Wonderful World, which is a song that is very much Korean War era. And
I'm so glad to hear that, because my dad was a Korean War veteran, and I do feel like it's forgotten and everyone's jumping, not meaning you guys, just meaning the whole world is just jumping from, Vietnam, World War II, they're almost gone. Now we got to think about Vietnam. And I'm like, well, how about the Korean War veterans? We're still forgetting about them. Imagine being them, right? Still, all these years later, still forgotten, forgetting about them. So thank you for, acknowledging them in your show.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course. We try to actually acknowledge all of the different eras, even the ones from today. It's just that those two eras, World War II and Vietnam, have such a specific soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you're talking about a show period, it's very easy to pinpoint those. And we've been trying to move to younger generations for quite some time, and we haven't quite figured that one out yet.
It's tough because after the Vietnam War, people, in the 80s and 90s, people started carrying. It used to be that you heard the music that they played on the Armed Forces radio. That's what you got. That Adrian Cronauer was playing, or on the bootleg pirate radio or whatever. That was the music that defined the time. But after Vietnam, people started carrying cassette tapes and then CDs and MP3 players. So everybody now has their own.
Some of the music now for you guys to sing
Yeah.
is going to be like
Well, and it wouldn't
very
associate
different
people,
music.
it wouldn't associate people en masse to the time and the experience of fighting and being overseas the way that those soundtracks do.
It's more like what was your favorite music, but it could vary and be any kind of
The genre could be very, yes.
Whereas everybody was listening to "We Got to Get Out of This Place" by the Animals and feeling that when they were overseas in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's been fun. 'cause-
Music is medicinal, number one.
100%.
It's a universal language. And so what you're doing by going in and honoring and showcasing an era of individuals who are serving, taking the number one thing you can do for every one of us to sit here free and speak to one another is their service. And so by combining that with a universal love of music, that language, I don't think there's going to be, you might find 1% because you've always got to have one, right? But 99.9% out there, they're going to enjoy to hear the music. They're going to enjoy to have the nice conversations, the beauty that you're shining on a time when everyone was embracing each other. So
another thing
that's
that I think
big.
it does is, we're a very divided country at the moment, but the music always brings everyone together. And we say at every show, politics and patriotism are not the same thing. You can love this country no matter what, no matter who you are. There's something here for you. If you like lakes or you like big cities or whatever, there's something here for you. And I feel like music is something that we really do all understand and we all agree on and feel good when it's a part of our lives.
I love it. I have a question. So were you going to sing it all tonight or do something tonight?
We weren't planning on it, but we absolutely can. I kind of want to hear you sing, Tracy. I hear you're an outstanding singer.
I have a lot of stuff recorded. As I mentioned earlier, my vocal cords, she talks about my writing, but I would have to go days. So I did beat cancer. I got my vocal cord cut. The right side is paralyzed from it.
I'm sorry.
I am a person who has to go with no talking, no nothing if I'm going to try to get it even one song done. So, and work with the doctors right now. I'm doing a lot of different things. So I have a raspy voice right now and I'm relearning how to use it. So the good news is I'm talking because I didn't talk for a long time. And a lot of people know this part about me. And I know that Lori wants me to do a show on me and I keep pushing it and saying, we'll do it later. But my writing, my writing and the singing that I do have is because I'll go I'll have to go a full day, no talking, no nothing, just to get out what I can and get it recorded.
Sure.
But I am in the middle of working with a lot of different teams to see what I can do. So it is, I'm glad I can talk. I'm glad that I can still do what I can do. You got to be grateful for those things. But knowing that before it was so easy, and then when it's taken, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I know to a lot of people, they're like, well, that's not a major thing because we're sitting here talking about lives. When we're talking about these wars, we're talking about life. So I have to be grateful for what I can still do. And that means I have a ton that I'm working on. I have a ton that's recorded. And then so I am in the middle of figuring that out too. So I was hiding all of that. And Lori actually pulled that out of me again. And that's actually how we met, was a venue that was supporting veterans that had music. And her and I just totally disagreed on something and totally agreed on something else and thought, wait, going forward, something needs to be done. And now here we are. I don't know how many months later after being there in a music showcase and deciding, okay, there is a proper way that we can honor those who serve and their families. I'm really big. Wait, let's not forget the siblings and the whole family. And then do these showcases. So your showcase, are you holding these like in the smaller theaters or on the bases? Where are these held?
We do everything. Our show is meant to be able to come out of a suitcase. So we can set it up. We run our own sound and we bring our own speakers and tech. So we have done venues as small as veterans homes, small veteran home rooms, and then venues as large as the Oshkosh Air Show. So we can do our show everywhere, and we do.
On the 50 States tour, it was all theaters. So we found some.
Not all theaters.
Oh, that's true. That's true. We also we did our North Dakota stop was a amazing veterans home that does so much for their people, and it was cold and it was snowy, and it was they had just had a COVID scare before, so everyone was masked up, and it was a really cool experience because you go into some of these older locations where it's not a huge theater, and you get to bring them the theater to where they live because they can't get out anywhere else. And that is sometimes the most rewarding part of touring is going into these places where there's no way they could go down the street to the touring Broadway show, but they can have something come in and lift their spirits. And that's so special.
I have to know, did you say you live in Boone?
Boonville.
Okay.
Distinctly and decidedly different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody says,
Because
I love
when
Boone.
we went to Western North Carolina during the floods, we happened upon, by mistake, by accident, but meant to be, the Black Mountain Veterans Home.
Okay.
I don't know how far you are from that. They have multiple World War II veterans in there.
Wow.
They're like the only ones walking around. Everyone else is in a wheelchair.
Well,
Seriously, you have got to go in there. They would be so elated to see you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we try to get to as many veterans homes as we can. We actually have a fund in the name of Erinn's father, Dearth Veterans Performance Fund, and people have donated to that at shows, and our merchandise sales from shows go into that, and that allows us to travel around and go to these veterans homes and the memory care units and the kind of place where, you know, music makes the biggest difference.
Yeah.
We happened to come across that and realized this was, of course, during the floods. They had lost phone service, but no one knew it. Right. So they could use their cell phones, but all the lines going into the building weren't working. So we were able to get the Cajun Navy to come, and, you know, they could then call people, but no one was visiting. You know, they weren't getting the same amount of volunteers because, of course, there was huge floods. So people forget, like during tragedies, those kind of places, that a lot of things stop for them.
Well, especially when there's resources that need to go everywhere, and then not least of all those kinds of places where you have people with specific needs and medical conditions. Yeah, it's a big deal, and you're right. Nobody really thinks about that.
Yeah.
You've got it. We've got several in here engaging in our comments. So over here with Teresa and Rebecca, I definitely see your messages here while we're in here in the show. Go check out patriotsinsidethewire.com or go to Two Step Tribe. That's the number 2. You'll find all of the contact information, and we would love to hear more about that. So I see Teresa in here. Teresa
Hi,
Martin.
Teresa. Good to see you.
You know, Teresa. And then Rebecca's talking about the World War II veterans that they had there. So I said, you know, get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. And
Teresa Martin was on the show, by the way.
I'm sorry?
Shout out to Teresa Martin. She's supposed to be on this show.
Come on, Teresa. Yep. We got a spot in our studio. Come on in.
She's urging Rebecca. I was engaging with Rebecca. So she is urging Rebecca to get in touch with me to get on the show. And so I'm saying, go to the website, patriotinsidethewire.com, and Tree of Valor. You can go to the Tree of Valor. And if you can get in touch with Lori Eggeter, it's very easy to find it. It's all over social medias. It's all over. It's so weird saying your name like that all the time now. Sorry. Inside joke, Scott. Patriots Inside the Wire is meant to be a show that is supportive in all areas. And as you mentioned, it is not politics. It is people. It is a purpose, and it's music with a mission. And so what's the reason I know all of these taglines I'm saying to you is because we have both shows. And then we have the combined show that's right here on our Wednesday Warriors with the Tree of Valor. And if you were to do something like, well, what is it you would do? Like, I'm putting you on the spot. I know that I am. So if you don't want me to do it, just say no, Tracy. I'm also making sure Lori's okay with lights over here. I'm moving around a lot so that we don't lose her. So I hope that you're doing well over there, Lori.
She looks good.
I'm literally blocking lights with my body.
Thank you. My husband said thank you, by the way. He just came in to tell me, he said thank you. That
I literally, I've never left a show. I'm not kidding. I have never left a show and moved lights. I have never moved my body to block lights. Hi, Scott.
Hi, that guy.
And by the way, Lexi
That's
said
good
hi
job.
to everybody. And
All
she
right.
likes your
Good.
shirt.
Yes, so we want those shirts. Those shirts are like all 50 states. Our chief.
$50
is-
and they're yours. I'll take it off right now.
Seriously, we want those
Well,
shirts, don't we,
y'all
Tracy?
better go
And
look at
Lexi
the
definitely
YouTube.
wants a shirt.
We can have a bidding war in the
Yeah.
Where did you get the shirts?
For each dollar, I add a button.
Tip
Where did you
jar,
get
the
the
tip
And
jar's up.
I
The
just
tip
have a-
jar.
when I was booking the tour, it was very helpful. I could be like, oh yeah, I forgot Oklahoma. Oh yeah, I need Texas in there. So
So did you
Texas
design the
stands
shirt?
out.
no, I think you know what? My mom got these for us when we were planning the tour because it was a 2-year process to get all the venues booked and to hire the team and to market every show and to get reenactors at every show. We also, I don't know if you've heard of the Quilt of Valor, but the Quilt of Valor was at each and every state. And so we set up a veteran at each state right after the show to be quilted, which was
To get a
something
quilt.
also really incredible. And we love that
Wow.
organization as well, which is really special.
Wow.
Erinn and Dan, have you worked with many of the Gold Star community?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have.
we've done
Okay.
a number of Gold Star events and fundraisers. And then, of course, we meet a lot of Gold Star parents in
Okay.
our shows.
In Fayetteville, North Carolina, there's an amazing organization every year that puts together fundraisers, and we try to go and support them as much as we can. But it's such an important thing to remember those families. In fact, I don't think, Lori, I think you missed this one, but at Richard Childress Racing last month, they had a huge table filled with Gold Star families, and Richard Childress Racing gave away a car to a veteran.
Yes, I saw that.
It was so amazing.
Wow.
They do a lot of supportive things, and it's really nice to see. I told the veterans this at the last coffee as well, but I was thinking that this tour was kind of going to be a farewell tour because if you live in this area, you know how appreciated our veterans are here. Like, we are very blessed to live in a place where there are veterans coffees and get-togethers and all of these support systems. But as we went into the rest of the country, we find that is just not the way it is. We get over to Oregon and Washington State and all these places that have these big cities, and people are coming up to us after the show saying, thank you so much. This is the first time I've felt honored and had healing since Vietnam.
Wow.
And that's like here unbelievable because we do have Don Timmons
There's
and all
so much.
and so many things, but it's not happening in other places. So if you're listening to this podcast and you're in an area where there's not a veterans program, I highly encourage that you start one because it's the best community.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Most definitely. I do see your messages here, Rebecca and Teresa, and they love Dan. So they're saying that they love Dan.
I think they love Don Timmons, I think is who they're talking about.
Don. Yep.
Who's
Everybody loves Don Timmons.
Yeah,
they're talking about Don, and then Rebecca's talking about the PW4 USS engages with Gold Star family members. So, are you all in North Carolina? Is that what's going on here? Is okay. So we've got our messages filled up with North Carolina over here. But you've got Texas. Texas is large on your shirt there too. It is a large state. So where did you go when you went to Texas?
We were in
Boy, what a question. This was a long time ago.
My brain just
I'll tell you where we drove
away.
through Amarillo, and I don't know if you've ever seen this, but there's a car henge there with all the cars that stick up out of the desert. And we went to Big Texan Steakhouse and had a big old chunk of meat there. And
I will tell you that show made me kind of want to move to Texas and just be a full-time entertainer there because Texans are very proud and very excited to be at entertainment.
Yeah,
So
all you have to do to get applause on stage is say, y'all love Texas? And they're like,
they are so loud and proud. And that was one of our most fun shows of tour, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
Like we had.
I can't wait to go to Texas.
You're going to love it, Lori. It's a really, really fun, loud and proud place.
I heard they're like the state of trees. Like my son lived there when I got out of the Marines for a little bit. And he's like, he didn't really like Texas, but he said, Mom, I will tell you, Texas does Christmas good. Like,
really?
That's what he said. So Tracy, is that true?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm in Texas, so I've been in a bunch of states, but I am in Texas now, and it'll be Fort Hood is where we're looking at doing our big showcase, a music showcase. So I'm sitting here, my brain is working into, the Tree of Valor where we go, they go. So trying to put on the different performances on the bases, I'm looking at you all and thinking, like my brain is in overtime about what could be done and what we could do to support not only veterans, Blue Star, Lori would be considered a Blue Star mother, Gold Star, and survivors of the fallen and veterans and their families in general. And then I go a step further and I say first responders and their families, and then humanitarians. So we really want to get everyone out there into that room and then spread that all around rather than just one organization. Because I think we all have organizations, and if we could all link up rather than just one large organization, we could do a lot. We could help a lot. We could bring a lot to the table as well. So like
community.
Lori's always going to be in charge of who gets to set up what at the location. She's going to tell you she's not going to get up there and sing for you and do them. Shaking her head already. Like, don't put her over there. So we'll handle that side, but she gets to handle like who's going to set up the vendors and how it's going to look and taking care of the honoring and the chairs, everything that she's been doing for a really long time and how I met her. So Lori will be busy dealing with all of that. We'll put you over there with the internal affairs department and see who gets cleared.
Well,
it's true.
If
you do have to do that.
If you're in North Carolina on November 6th, Lori is going to have a tree at our documentary grand premiere. So that's going to be really exciting. And they do such an amazing job with their trees. It's such a unique thing for everyone,
It is. It is. And so when you're on the road and you're traveling like this, and you went to Texas, I'll have to see where you were, but I'm going to bring up a couple more pictures. Like, I love this picture.
That is at the reflecting pool. It's actually a still from the documentary, in fact.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I think actually all of those are screenshots from the documentary.
Yeah.
We performed. Yeah, there's us at Arlington.
Yeah, we had the honor of laying the wreath at Arlington National Cemetery, and that was one of the most epic moments of tour. It was unbelievable.
I bet. And there you are. And what are you doing here, Erinn?
That's actually local. That's at the Carolina Field of Honor.
I don't recognize that one.
Yeah, that's not in the film, but that's that was a veterans or a Memorial Day celebration, and the beautiful memorial. We were there at the beginning when it was created several years ago.
There's Lexi.
Hey, Lexi.
Of course.
Looking right at Dan with those baby blue eyes.
Yeah. We had
Sure
ourselves
is.
first.
She knows when there's a uniform and there's a flag over there in his hand. I know.
She gave him that flag. She gave him that flag.
Yeah,
she is definitely looking at the flag. And then again, you flip over here, and this looks like a World War II.
Yeah, that's a World War. That's actually that North Dakota Veterans Home show we did on tour. So that's the room we set up in, and that was I think the only World War II veteran there.
Wow.
Yeah,
he looked so happy.
You can see the Quilt of Valor on him. He was the one who received the Quilt of Valor after the show,
and he was all with it. That generation is so spunky.
Yes, they are, and I like that and I like the honesty and the gusto. There's a lot of gusto, so we have to now bring that forward through all of us. We will be putting on multiple shows that involve singing. We just had our one festival, and so we'll be bringing a lot more. And again, that's what we want to do, is bring in someone like Erinn and Dan. And then I've got Rebecca over here, and she's got a lot going on over here too. So Rebecca will have to connect. Do you, Lori, do you know Rebecca?
I don't know. I have to look to see. I can't see the comments right now. I
Rebecca,
want to know whether or not Dan and Erinn would think about doing everything like you do the letters from home. But have you ever thought about doing a show that was just like first responder and law enforcement based?
We haven't done it specifically. Again, it's tough because the hook with the letters from home is all the music is the music of the servicemen and women of those times. But we would gladly we talked about doing all kinds of outreach show. We were juggling a show about performing specifically to help homeless. Mm-hmm. So shows with a cause is kind of our thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Ben Owen. Look him up. Ben Owen.
I will.
Yes, I will send you his. Yeah. Yeah. You talk about transforming communities and homelessness, and he actually
That's what I love about entertaining with a purpose, like Dan mentioned, is kind of what I love the most, because we've performed in a lot of shows and it's fun to be on stage in general. But when you attach music to something that means something to someone else in the audience, whether it be first responders or homeless or veterans, whatever it might be, it makes the audience part of the show. And it's a really wonderful way to not only give back, but I mean, the feeling that you get from things like that, you can't get from performing.
Today, he just posted how he's trying to clean up Memphis. It's a pretty big task. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a long story, but so he was saying how they're building this home, right, for this family, but they're short $10,000. They're like, he needs someone to lay the foundation, right? So you think about different ways to get $10,000. You think about people who are like doing a concert, right? And helping to, be part of making that kind of thing happen. Maybe not that house, but a different house, So
a common goal, that common thread that we're all talking about is giving back in the community and honoring the people that we need to take care of. And it's just, to me, it's going back to the basic concept of taking care of your neighbors, being respectful, and giving. That word giving. And so I love that, what you're talking about, Lori, trying to get a hold of a contractor for that foundation would be a very smart idea. That's the first thing I think of, is find a contractor for that. And then at the most, what we can do is put on our own shows like you're doing, Erinn and Dan, and then we can all team up for one big grand tour. And that's what I'm an all or nothing. So it's going to be the all out thing is to do it on base and to get in there and do an all out setup and lineup. And so that's what we're working on too, as well as having our shows. And the shows in the radio give us the platforms in order to reach different people and to get your message out too. So getting out your message. November 6th. You want to make sure to mention that it's November 6th. You need to shout out where you're going to be.
The documentary premiere is November 6th at 7:30 p.m. It's going to be at the Carolina Theater in Greensboro, North Carolina, which is a beautiful old classic old movie theater. It's just a beautiful classic venue. It's big too. So we're trying to get as many people as we can in there, and we're selling pretty well, but we still have tickets left. So if you want to come in and check it out, there's a VIP event. We're going to have World War II veterans there. We're going to, Lori's going to be there.
We have reenactors. We have some really amazing food that's coming in from Odie's Kitchen, which is a wonderful organization in Greensboro.
And you'll get to see the tour from its inception to its conclusion. And you're going to feel like you're in the vehicle riding along with us through all 50 states.
And then what happens to the movie after that? Where does it go after that?
Well, we're looking at, it was one of those things where we do a lot of cover music, like we said, we do the music that people know and love. And so the distribution channels for that are a lot more complicated than they might be otherwise. So the first step is to just get this film done and shown to people. And then after that, we've talked about festivals and streaming distribution. The big thing that I would like to do is make sure that everybody who wants and may be moved or touched by the show and the experience has access to the movie that might not be able to make it to a show. They can see this movie and feel like they've got a little slice of the experience.
Absolutely.
We would be honored if you guys ever want to come to the gallery and set up your movie there. We have access to tables, chairs, the whole thing.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it doesn't cost anything. Churches and fire departments donate the chairs for the time that we need them. And so just kind of keep that little bug in your ear, because you will have people who can't go right to that particular day. So,
and then when you get a teaser clip too, whoever, you're doing all the editing, right, Dan?
I am. I'm doing all of everything.
Yeah, I'm the tech person over here too, and I'm like, just don't tell too many people, because it's like having a truck. But going into editing, I'm a very honest person. Sorry, brutally honest. It's the truth. It's a lot of work to edit. That's where I was going with that. It's actually, there's probably more hours put into editing a show than the actual production side.
Oh,
so, Most definitely.
by a magnitude of many. I mean, we filmed every day, hours and hours every day for 4 months straight, and then dumped all that onto a computer, and we had to sit down and figure out how we wanted to assemble all of these clips from all these places of all these people and things and actions into a story that runs under minutes. I mean, it was a big task, and I think we're going to be pretty proud of the product that comes out. So I hope people get to appreciate it and
I'm
come
excited.
and enjoy it with us.
It's funny because
Are you going to have the book too? Are you going to have the book of photographs there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Dan, for those of you who don't know, he's kind of amazing. I'm biased, but he's amazing. But he's a world-renowned photographer as well. And he made it a mission to get one solid photograph in each of the 50 states. And it was published into a book called America the Beautiful. And what was a really unique challenge was sometimes we only had a few hours in a city and sometimes it was raining. So it was like, well.
And we had no control over where we were or when we could take those photos. So we had to kind of work our creative muscles a little raw.
Yeah.
But that's what's the cool part is you got some photographs that I know you wouldn't have gotten because you would have waited for the perfect timing and the perfect sunrise. But since you couldn't do it, you went out and got another moment that's maybe just as good.
Necessity is the mother of invention, eh?
Amen.
And creativeness. So the creativeness inside as well as the editing that can go behind that. So really what you're looking at is a pitch deck. Dan, I know all about this. So between festivals and then the Film Society. So what you're looking at is a pitch deck, and you would want to pitch that to certain people. And we've had a couple of people on here. There's a director who's done a lot of work. So I do have a couple of names for you. I won't shout their names out live before talking to them, but that is what I think
straight
sounds
up told me
smart.
that you would 100% take my film to festival. That's what she said.
Who did? Me? No.
Yeah.
We'd have to call the person and people that are usually with that, and I can give you some tips on the back channel of where I would go.
Cool.
I'll give you those tips of what would I do, and I'll tell you what I would do. So, but going forward for you, Erinn and Dan, where can everyone find you? I want them to be able to look you up and figure out everything you're doing. Do you have a specific website you like to use?
Absolutely. lettersfromhomesingers.com. You can go there and you can find out information on the documentary. You can find out information about the book, and you can also see our tour schedule. We have a lot of dates coming up next year as well already. We haven't even really tried to fill our calendar next year yet, but it's filling up somehow. So we're excited about that. So if you ever want to see us, we also have videos on there, and you can even read our daily blog from our tour and find out all the ins and outs of seeing things like the largest ball of twine in Kansas and Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I like that. The largest ball of twine. June 6th is when we're looking at the one at Fort Hood, by the way. So look at your calendars and we'll be in touch on that one. That's something we've been working on for a while now. So in order to get in on the bases, we're not talking just the USO. We want to go in on the actual base while we have our active duty that are there. Our veterans can come in and open to the public. And so in order to go through that process, it's a much bigger process than just rolling in. So we've got Fort Hood on the list. We've got North Carolina, Bragg. We've got Kentucky. And then we have another location in Texas. So we're working on that. But for sure, I can tell you, June, that first weekend in June, Fort Hood. So
nice.
For sure.
Right around D-Day.
Yes. And so I got to get it on Lori's schedule as well. I have a few comments in here asking if you are going to do, I don't know if they're talking to us. We do songs a lot on our shows. Asking if the two of you, Erinn and Dan, or us, are doing music.
Well,
we would have to sing.
Should we sing, Dan?
Yeah. What do you want to sing?
Yes.
He was a famous trumpet man from Chicago way.
He had a boogie style that no one else could play.
He was the top man at his craft.
But then his number came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. The boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B.
Sorry to put you on the spot like that.
I was like, where's our key? I placed it.
Go back and look at the look that you gave.
Yeah.
What?
Here we go.
Let me find it.
I like that one. I love it. So again, Erinn and Dan here on the show. Shout out your website one more time for us.
lettersfromhomesingers.com.
There it is, lettersfromhomesingers.com. Again, lettersfromhomesingers.com. We will end up grabbing a song. I did see a message there in the private. I usually look at Lori when it comes to that part. Lori got a few today just because when she was showing me who's coming on, I was like, well, we do have something we're working on. But again, through these pictures, you've got this whole crew behind you. I have to show that one more time. Is the van still it still has everything on it? Is it still, or is that a sticker?
The van has been retired like a famous athlete's jersey.
Aww.
Yeah, it's hanging on our wall behind glass.
I was probably thinking that's probably what happened. That many hours.
That many miles.
50 states.
So how many miles was it?
I think it was over 20,000.
It was 23,000 miles total.
Yeah. And that's not including, by the way, the flight path to Hawaii and Alaska. And I don't think it includes the miles we put on the rentals.
No.
I'm going to say that can't be all the miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, there has to be more miles. Yeah.
Keep in mind, it had to be efficient. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very efficient.
It was a short period of time. So
it's impressive. One of the pictures I really liked was of Erinn at that whiteboard. Girl, I'm gonna print that and I'm gonna carry that in my purse. That fed my soul. There was this picture of her with all the states on it and all these columns, and I was salivating. I'm that's my goal, to go to every state. So yeah.
She's a spreadsheet mania person.
I love spreadsheets. I love whiteboards. And I remember that whiteboard went through many transitions because it started out with, all right, do I have the venue in each state? And then once I had all the venues plugged in, then I erased that. And then I was like, do I have the marketing in each state? Do I have the reenactors in each state? Do I have the quilted veteran in each state? Do I have an audience in each state? Because that was hard, but we got there.
That is the hard part, actually.
Impressive. Gosh, that was impressive.
It takes a lot of work, what we're talking about. It's not like an easy feat to do. I am not a spreadsheet person. I could do the whiteboard, just put it right behind us over here and keep marking it off. We can do that.
Hey, no matter what your method is, if it's sticky notes, if it's whiteboards, if it's just in the head, it doesn't matter.
And I'm with you. My advice is just get yourself an Erinn, because then she'll do the spreadsheets and you can just edit the film.
I am looking for one of those. So I will stick over here on the tech side, and Lori, I'll let Lori get out there and she can keep us organized.
Rhonda said I have a war room wall.
There you go. Go to Lori for those things. Don't come to me for that. If you want to go talk about setting up an event, a concert, or doing something like that, or giving back, or you want to go make a change doing something. I don't know, Lori, what it is that you want to do the story on me, but there's different things, I guess, that I am better at. And me and doing spreadsheets just would not be the right thing. Don't call me for that. Let's talk to me about getting you on radio. Let's talk to me about getting you on a show. Let's talk to me about getting you in front of an audience. And then, as you mentioned, Erinn, having an audience. That is a big deal. So just getting the audience there in itself. And we just had where we were going to go into a bunch of different theaters. So we'll have to get in touch on the back channels. It's interesting when you're coming in. Again, Lori, she knows why it's interesting. It's interesting at the timing of which that you're coming in. So we definitely are looking to add to our team for what we have going on. So we have, festivals that we're doing. So we definitely would love to do that. Lori?
That's the part I'd love to know is how she gets her guests in all her events. I realize that's like a whole show probably.
How are you getting your audience there?
50 states when not all these people know you.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it is just holding them up at gunpoint. Pushing them in the theater and saying, just sit there for 2 hours.
If you need help, call 988.
Yeah.
You know what the mood is
or 911.
I would say that our audience has been so grassroots since the very beginning. It started out just in North Carolina, and then at the VFW convention here in Raleigh, the national commander saw us and he invited us to perform at the national convention. And from there, we just started getting known in all of these communities all over the country. But there were some states like Alaska we had never been to. So it was all about looking up the VFWs and the American Legions and the Rotary clubs and the press in each state. I mean, we had so many crazy interviews with podcasts and with the news and with radio stations. And now
Press
it's neat
release.
because we kind of know these communities all over, and it makes America feel a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And is that whole van, those people, is that your whole team?
It
yeah,
is.
and we actually had 2 vehicles, so we weren't all super crammed together. We had 2 vehicles because we also had to carry a set and
Equipment.
sound
Yeah, but I
equipment.
meant that's not a huge team to do everything you've done.
No, but to us, it felt large because Erinn and I mostly tour just the 2 of us. So to have anybody running things
Beside
outside
you.
of us was a big deal.
Yeah.
Like
and our
we-
tour manager, Myra, was
Oh,
everywhere.
Myra, sorry.
Yeah, she was doing a lot of the merchandise. She was doing, she drove almost every single mile, which is amazing. And
You know, to be honest, Laura, you were saying that to me when you were like, Tracy, you're going to do that festival. And I'm like, yep, I'm doing it. And it's really, if you can get one, really, if you can get just one person on your team dedicated to making sure that it happens, you can pull it off. It doesn't mean you're going to have thousands and thousands.
Oh, I definitely know that's true.
You could have hundreds though. So, but by reaching out to your local area VFWs, but press releases. So in the line of where I have my background, so doing your press release and getting in touch with the community is what you're doing. So in order to get your audience in there, does the audience, each time you went and you did a show, it was a free show?
A lot of times we partnered with VetTix, which is a national organization. And so they provided free tickets to veterans. And then we usually charged whatever the venue had, because honestly, every single state was different. Sometimes the theater purchased the show. Sometimes it was a theater rental. And
Sometimes it was a ticket split.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just different depending on their needs and,
to cover their costs. Yes, we just went through this ironically. So we just looked at all of that, the theaters, how much it costs. Do we want to do the small theaters? Do we want to do the bases? So yeah, you got to cover the cost. You got to cover the venue. That's letting you come in there.
We had enough money to make it through 10 states. So I was just like, all right, Jesus, take the wheel. Here we go.
Yeah.
Amen to that, man.
We'll figure it out.
Plus gas and lodging and paying your employees. And it just stacks up quick.
Really does.
Yeah.
But it's so worth it. And I feel like, when a great team comes together and makes something meaningful, it's something you'll just never forget. Whether you're in the audience or on the stage, it's all one big family.
I love it. I love every bit of that. Lori, I did send you a few today. I was going to let you pick like you normally do in a show. If you want to give them a sample of some music, we can get more music on, at least on the radio station side. We can get a song going in there. And the reason that they were sent to you was because you knew our guests tonight.
The one that I think kind of goes with the music that they sing was that Red, White. I don't know if you have that loaded.
Well, there is 4 of those. Do you know what was after Red and White?
Well,
just a guess.
Red, White, and You. Red, White.
Yes.
And 2?
I just thought that kind of went with what their genre of singing.
Freebird.
Let's do a hold on. 1, 2, 3 pick and say yes or no, Lori. Hold on.
To what?
You're literally going to tell me if it's what you heard or not. So hold on.
Grab my dreams and hit.
No, that wasn't it.
Pack my dreams and hit the road. Every town a new zip code. From sea to shining view, I'm singing red, white, and you. Flags wave high, the crowds all cheer. Freedom song rings loud and clear. Every heart I'm singing to is red, white, and you. From the mountains to the shore, love this land forevermore. Every note, every view flies red, white, and you.
was so perfect for them.
Is that you?
That is Red, White, and You.
Did you
Yes,
write
that
song?
is a song. Yes.
That's a
That is
beautiful song, and it's well produced. It sounds great. Your musicians are great.
Beautiful.
It's great. Love that tune.
Yeah. So what was interesting is the very first one I will let Lori has it. So on back channels you can listen to that one. But this one has more of a trumpet, more of a jazzy.
Yeah.
feel to it.
It also
So-
has the folksy brush snare that feels like traveling.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the snare is definitely in there.
Love
And then we always do a song or something for Lexi on every show. That was because Lori sent me that who was going to be on, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me! I'm talking to someone right now about a jazzy sort of scene in a diner." And so Red, White, and You. It's
Also,
prayer
Lexi had
warriors
picked out
for
a
U.S.
Korean war.
U.S. soldiers. There we go.
Lexi had picked out one of her trees of the day. It was a Korean war tree. Right, that's what she picked. So I'm like, she needs a song.
She, I have Heroes
About her
Tree,
daily
and
off
she
the
picks
tree.
a Heroes Tree. Did you decide between those two?
Oh, that Heroes tree was just beautiful. I mean, that Heroes, the second one was the last one you sent, just called, I think it's called a Heroes. Let me see what it was called. It was
stand by for a Heroes Tree for Lexi. I think this is what you're talking
well,
about.
she's going to be so excited.
Yeah. See, just say yes or no. We're clicking buttons over here, everybody, like we have no clue what we're doing, but we really do.
She rolls down Main Street every Friday morn, waves at the old man by the hardware store. The flags all flutter when she comes around. She stops by the garden at the edge of town. Hands on her heart, eyes on the sky, that same blue heaven where heroes lie. She picks a tree and we all stand proud, from the courthouse steps to the edge of town. One girl, one flag, one heartbeat free. She reminds us who we're meant to be. Her smile waves red, white, and blue in the shade of the old oak view. Yeah, she picks a tree. Each tree wears a ribbon, each name carved deep. Stories that the willow and the maple keep. She'll read them softly so the wind can hear. Thank you for freedom, thank you for years. And every branch bows like a soldier's prayer when Lexi's voice fills the morning air. She picks a tree and we all stand tall, for the ones who rose and the ones who fall. One town, one heart, one melody. Her love turns tears to harmony. She shows us what we're born to do. Live free, love strong, and follow through. Yeah, she picks a tree. And the flag waves too. Sometimes heroes don't wear boots no more. They sit in silence by heaven's door. But she hears their song in the rustling leaves, and it lifts her heart each time she grieves. She picks a tree and we all stand proud, courthouse steps to the edge of town. One girl, one flag, one heartbeat free. She reminds us who we're meant to be. Her smile waves red, white, and blue, and the whole town's heart beats through. Yeah, she picks a hero's tree. But we seem to.
Ay, ay, ay.
Wow.
I had no idea that was written for her. That's gorgeous.
It
That's-
is.
That's
Lori sent me a message and she's like, I've done one before, so there should be another one that you have, Lori. And ironically, I had been working on something, and she's like, I have all these pictures. I just wish I had a song. And I was laughing because I was like, well, if you got my message, Lori, if you looked at your text message, like I was waiting on this because we're getting close to Christmas. But I had heard it one too many times where she was like, I've got all these pictures. I just need a song to go with it. And I'm like, okay, let me buckle down and let me figure this out. Yeah. And then, if you're putting together something, it's not like mine are, they're true stories. So I know Lexi, I know her story. So basically I'm just telling a story. That's all I'm doing. So, and
You're a
there's
great
probably
songwriter, Tracy. Really
8
impressive.
versions. There's 8 versions of Lexi and the tree. So you'll have your pick of those, Lori. So I get her every time. I almost got you there. And I need to get some more pictures in here with Lexi. That one of my favorites now is the one with Erinn and Dan here that I kept bringing up because of her look. And little Miss America is another one that we keep over here too. So little Miss American, little Lexi. So we love that. Honoring those who serve and have served. We go beyond that with our first responders. We go beyond that with our community, within the people of who we are, what we do, and how we can give to make things just a little bit better in everyone's lives. I always say, there's 30 seconds in each day that can change someone's life, whether it's for the good or for the worse. And we all have that happen to us every single day. We don't notice it, but it could be you in a car. It could be you walking down the street. It could be anything. And there's 30 seconds in your life you can make a difference in someone else's, or unfortunately something is going to happen out there. And so we have to be grateful, and we have to take care of each other. And that means just pulling together. So I'm so glad to have you on, Erinn and Dan, and then learning that, you can just belt that out there, especially that era. We haven't had that on yet. So we've had just about every style of music you can think of, except for when I think of the 50s or swing or something like that. So
I also do Gregorian chant if you want to tick that one
go
off.
for it.
There you go.
That's the
2 for
first
1.
too.
Good,
That
actually.
one on any interview.
I want to know, are you guys doing anything for America 250?
Yeah, we got a
I
plan here.
really want to do something. Oh my God.
Well, you can, and that's the beauty of it. You can
Yeah.
do, everybody can do something. And you talk about, going all out and collaborating with music and festivals and stuff. But I also want to tip my hat to your comment about having 30 seconds a day. I think everybody and anybody can make a difference in the world through tiny little steps. Just connecting with a clerk or a customer service representative or somebody on the street
booth worker.
can make a difference that you may never even know the impact of. But tiny steps are just as powerful sometimes as big blowouts. So I hope everyone makes a difference
That's
today.
a big deal.
Absolutely.
That is a big deal. It's been a joy to have you both on, Erinn and Dan here, the legacy, the story of Letters from Home across 50 states. You see where they have been performing. They have brought smiles. They have quilted literally in each of the 50 states, and the documentary that is coming out on November 6th that they'll be sharing. And again, shout your website out again, so it's not just my voice.
It's lettersfromhomesingers.com.
There you go. And I like how she says it. So Listen to her. So you've been on tonight with Patriots Inside the Wire. You can check that out at patriotsinsidethewire.com for more. And for this episode and many more. And if you'd like to be a guest, please get a hold of the Tree of Valor, Miss Lori Eggeter, and we will get you scheduled with Patriots Inside the Wire. And again, if you'd like to be on in regards to the music show as well, get a hold of Lori. Everything that we're doing, we are expanding this show into a larger platform. So that's the great news about getting together with other people. So we will expand and be bringing more to you. But we're about to sign off. So I want to let each of us, if there's something that you'd like to say or do, each one of you, please let me know.
Well, I would like to do this.
Whee!
So,
Tracy, Lori, I'd like to say thank you guys for all that you do for your communities. It's not unnoticed. And I don't think that sometimes you hear it enough every day, but it is so amazing the beauty that you both bring to the world. And Tracy, I just met you tonight, but I can tell you have a huge heart for community and for people. And
I'll be
Lori,
checking out your bangers of tunes on Spotify.
yeah.
They're not loaded on Spotify yet. We're actually working on a project.
I'll just
And
like them.
I never expected to come back into that part of my life. It happened therapeutically. And I would go to my website, patriotinsidethewire.com, and I'll be giving out more each episode as I'm allowed to. But we're putting together a marketing plan, putting together quite a bit, and we'll figure it out. Nobody even knows about the Red, White, and You. There was one person that knew, and that was for a diner type of song that they were looking for, patriotism back in that era. And so when Lori sent me that message, I went, uh-oh, I have something right now that's looking, sync. There's sync out there for TV and film. And there's all kinds of pieces in the music industry that are not just on the radio. And so I like to go outside the box and think about what can I do that would go into a movie, what would go into a show. So the sync world is where usually when I do a song, even Lexi's song, it's more of a commercially written song on purpose. And so with our foundation, what we're looking to do is expand in that world and bring more through the sync world of music, through the festivals. And then you could catch me there. I'm just not so sure that I want to be the person up on a stage, to be honest with you. I like being behind here talking to you.
Still write the music though, man, girl.
Yep.
Well, I'm not going to stop that part. So you call me a demo artist is what you do. You can call me demo.
Those
you
who
can call
can
me a
sing your
writer.
songs.
Huh?
Those who can sing your songs.
Yeah, they can. You could actually. Yeah, we have several in here that you could definitely sing. So I can get in touch with you and see what you're doing. We've got plenty of songs for you.
And if you're like flying to North Carolina on November 6th, Tracy, we'd love to see you at the premiere.
If I weren't already going to Tennessee for something, I definitely would be there. But I'm hoping to see that documentary, not just there in North Carolina, but ongoing, now you're going to be on tour to bring your documentary is what happens. So now you'll be putting together a marketing pitch to go show your documentary.
It never ends.
So true.
That's how it works. And so my first thing that I would be doing is getting a hold of the Film Society office in Texas, which is huge. And that would be my number one call to you. I was going to tell you on the back channels, but that's exactly what I would do.
Just go back to all the places that you went.
We've talked about that.
We have,
I mean, that would be a fantastic idea.
Yeah, it's smart. It is. If you want to go bigger, though, go get in with the Film Society offices. That's where you can hit that. So, and that kicks off here in Texas in February.
Cool.
So you want to start making the calls now. So, and that's why I'm trying to think in the world as a writer in sync and in a larger envision of a TV show, a movie. And I love documentaries.
Then I'll send you a link so you can check it out. You'll love it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And if you have a clip, what we can do is also play a clip, and that's a good advertisement to put out there as well. So
Sure.
if you're the one that's good at editing, Dan, you can get us that
That's
clip.
to be seen. We'll figure that out if that's true on November 6th.
Yeah, you'll have to have a premiere clip so we can put that out there so people know what to see.
Because if you want to come back on, we do that with people all the time.
Okay.
So
After
fun.
your thing, yeah, you can do
Well,
that.
Thanks for having us, y'all.
Yeah, we really
Yeah.
appreciate you both. And
No, we appreciate
We
you.
appreciate you for sure.
Yeah, and Lori always says we see you.
We see
Oh,
you.
I always say we hear you too. So we
What about
see you,
now?
we hear you, and we thank you. Yeah. And now you don't. And if you go to YouTube, you will see exactly what Dan keeps doing when you're not seeing us
Make
all
sure that
over
your
here
boss is around
laughing.
because you will get fired.
Yeah. Go check out the actual visuals. You can go to Patriots Inside the Wire, which is on YouTube. You can check that out. Again, we want to thank you for tuning in here. Thank you to the Tree of Valor. Thank you, Erinn and Dan. Love the shirts. Literally, you can't beat those. And again, they're microphones. I know. You just touched. I was like, oh my goodness. Now I'm going to have to figure out the microphones. So love every bit of it. Thank you for tuning in again to Patriots Inside the Wire. Tune in again next week. We have our guests lined up. And again, we always have our music and radio show that is on as well. So tune in again to patriotsinsidethewire.com. You got Erinn and Dan here. Go check out their website. And again, Erinn, what is that website?
lettersfromhomesingers.com.
You got it. All right. We're going to say good night. Good night, Miss Lori Eggeter. Good night, Erinn and Dan.
Night,
Or
John.
good morning. It depends on where you're at. Or good morning and good day. So we're signing out here. Nice to have you on. Hey, howdy, hey. Y'all go check it out. Thank you so much.
This has been a Patriots Inside the Wire production. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Two-Step Tribe, where you, the viewer, are always the rock star of this show. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share. We cannot do this without you. Your uncle says so, and you are loved and appreciated. Sergeant Two-Step, sign us out. Let's load up.